Hey everybody, this is part one of my video, and we're going to be talking a little bit about vintage home stereo sound equipment. I love the old vintage sound home stereo equipment, and this is for people who are on a budget that don't want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on that type of home stereo equipment, because it can end up costing quite a bit. I put this component system together for under $300, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about everything that I've got here. We'll talk about the speakers here shortly. This is a Pioneer system. I've always enjoyed Pioneer. My dad had a television, stereo, video store in the 70s and 80s when I was growing up, and I just used to be fascinated. I just loved Pioneer growing up as a kid. I loved, when I was a kid, the looks of it, and now I enjoy the sound, the build quality, the durability, everything about the Pioneer. And so I'm going to go over each little component, and then later on we're going to kind of listen to it. And glad you're here watching the video. And we're going to start. First of all, I want to tell you that if you are new to this, there's two things that I suggest. When you are hooking up components, make sure you invest and go ahead and get you some decent RCA cables. Don't use those old RCA cables that you yanked off the back of your VCR or whatever, or that you have laying around or stuffed underneath the bed. Get you some new ones, because you're going to get a lot of distortion, a lot of hiss, a lot of hum, a lot of sounds that you really don't want. And also, you're going to have ground straps or ground screws in the back of these units, a lot of them. So make sure that you always put your ground straps and put your ground wires on, and tie those into your receiver. Again, you're going to have a lot of noise that you're not going to really like. It's going to be pretty ugly. We're going to go to talk a little bit about each individual component, and we're going to start off here at the very top. This is a 1981 PL5 Pioneer direct drive. Has a graphite arm, using an Audio-Technica cartridge in it right now. Has a repeat mode, has a speed adjustment, has a little window here. This is a very, very solid unit. I paid $85 for this. I bought this from a dealer. It was serviced. I wanted to make sure that I did get a good unit that was serviced, because I do listen to a lot of records. You can probably get this unit cheaper, but again, this unit did come from a dealer and it is serviced. Really, really have enjoyed this unit. Next, we're going to go to the brain of the unit, which is a 1971 SX626. Lots of input-output jacks on the back, so we are able to hook in anything from compressed audio all the way up to my cassette player, my 8-track tape player, of course my turntable. And very nice unit, very sound. I paid $60 for this, and again, this comes from a dealer and it has been serviced. I wanted to make sure that my turntable and my receiver, because I use those the most, were serviced and did come from a reputable dealer. Again, that's a 1971 Pioneer SX626, 27 watts per channel. That may not sound like a whole lot, but back in 71 that was a lot. They rated their watts differently back in the day, and we think about 1,000-watt systems now. This unit sits in a 18 by 20 living room, and believe me, it has plenty of power. You turn it up to about 3, 4, and that's about all you want to turn it up to. You can't stand to be in it any longer. Next, we're going to go down. This is a 1981 SG300. It's a 7-band equalizer. Nothing fancy, just shiny and does the job. A lot of people don't like to use equalizers. I kind of like the equalizer because I can add a little more highs and lows and mids to my music rather than just my treble and my bass. I paid $20 for this, unserviced, but like I say, it was mint condition. It works perfectly for 20 bucks. What the heck. Next is a 1977-78 Pioneer cassette player. It is a CTF 6262. Built like a tank, weighs as much as a tank. Got the really cool meters on it, input, output volume, knobs, Dolby, tape selector, all that good stuff. Two-headed machine, really nice machine. Paid $45 for that, unserviced. Really hadn't done anything to it except clean the tape heads on it. May eventually change the belts out in it, but right now it sounds really good. And last but not least, we have a 1971 HR 100 8-track tape player. Now, this was the Cadillac of the 8-track tapes back in the day. This has record, Dolby, fast forward, pause, all that good stuff. Read a lot of articles that still talk about this 8-track tape player as being one of the best 8-track tape players out there still. And it's held up very nice, and it's a very good unit. And I've been very satisfied with it. I don't listen to a lot of 8-track tapes, but when I do, if I want the thickness, the heaviness of an 8-track tape, that 8-track tape player right there does a very good job. And I've got the old mid-70s SE205 Pioneer headphones here. When I want to listen to the music and I don't want to turn it up so loud and blast my neighbors out. And last but not least, the speakers we were talking about. These are 1981 Norman Laboratory 335s. They're solid oak. They weigh about 50 pounds a piece. They're a 4-ohm speaker, which matches my 4-ohm receiver. Had a customer, client, that actually gave me these speakers for free. Didn't want to. They were cluttering up his storage building, so he gave them to me. I gladly took them, and they're just spectacular. That's why I haven't really been in a big hurry to find any Pioneer speakers. If I come across some, I'll pick some up if the price is right and I think that they're a good speaker. But I haven't found many speakers out there that sound as good as these. You don't hear a whole lot about Norman Laboratories. They went out of business several years ago, but they built a really nice speaker, and I'm just lucky enough to have these. I don't think I'll ever get rid of them. So that's pretty much what I've got unit-wise. Part 2, we will do a demonstration.